Thursday love. Thursday love.
You gotta keep going.
What are you talking about?
Keep going.
What are you talking about?
Come on, what you were doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were doing it. Come on.
Talk to these folks.
No, you were dancing. Come on. No, I got proof. The bishop and the first lady is right there before us.
They're muted right now.
But they saw you dancing.
They're muted.
Come on. Come on, do it for the people. Do it one time for the people.
You got one person up and speak to the people.
That's probably Bishop.
Yeah, if I look like I'm illuminating, that's because Sherrie got this black background.
We had the black background last time.
We did not.
We didn't. Okay, you want me to change it?
No, go ahead. We already started. Go ahead.
We can always change it. You ready? It's this one, right?
Thank you. There we go. Now I look like I'm human. Come on, let's go. Talk to the folks.
Talk to the people.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Thursday Love. We are continuing our series because we are in March. March is leaving us. We only got
spring break is coming. Praise God.
Hey, Tristan Bernard.
Hey, Tristan, I heard you getting skinny.
Lord Jesus.
Pay your tithes.
I hope everybody's having
RTPC.
Really?
Yes. Plug.
Hope everybody's having a good evening, a great evening.
No, I said RTP Church.
Can I finish it? Jesus
Pay.me.
He said I receive 103 pounds.
Hey, so there you go. So $103. RTPC.
No.
I believe God.
No, don't do that. No,
tell him not to sow.
No, I'm not telling him not to sow, but 103 pounds, no, not for Tristan.
I'm talking about sowing.
I'm talking about his health.
Oh, he gonna be fine. The Lord gonna increase. We're gonna see him increase.
Anyway.
As he lose, God's gonna increase.
Introduce. Welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Thursday Love with TJ and Sherrie. We are so excited tonight. See how it just switched. We are so excited tonight. We got a good one. We got a good one for y'all tonight. We have two dynamic people from the country. They're gonna do
from the country.
We got two dynamic guests tonight. As y'all see, we laughing. This is what we're gonna do the whole time. But yeah, this series of March Madness, we've had so much fun with it in the past. And last week was a blast. And we're excited because this tonight is gonna be a blast.
Yes.
And it's always a blast that I get to spend time with this glossy lip girl here. My woman, my wife, my sweetheart, my all you want to call it.
Bishop said, "Who y'all guest?"
Be our guest, put your magic teeth. But we're gonna and I'm gonna stop talking. Sherrie's gonna go ahead and we're gonna get right on to this.
But something great happened on today. What was great that happened in women's history? Because March is also Women's History Month.
Oh, we talking about Judge. Oh, so these Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter which one you are. So the good thing that happened today was the bar testified that all the stuff that the Republicans was accusing the judge of all those things they were accusing her of was false. So they had her on the stand for 11 hours over 3 days, and it was a bunch of crazy accusations because they can't find nothing wrong with her. She has the best record, really, of any judge that's on the panel now. She's done more for people than they have.
Let's talk about it. That's what I'm talking about. History is being made.
See, hold on, that charges thing is gonna go dead. Go ahead.
What's going to charge?
The battery charge. Keep going.
What are you talking about? The laptop's charging.
No, it's not, baby.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's charging. Keep going.
Let's just bring our guest on. I don't know what is going on with him tonight. All right.
I feel good.
I was trying to have my women's history moment.
Go ahead.
It's all right.
No.
It's 9:05. Our time is up. So let us bring on our guests. As you all know, we always try to bring on amazing guests because everybody we know are amazing. So we're excited about Bishop and First Lady that's coming on tonight. They're going to introduce themselves. We met them in ministry a few years ago, and we just love them. So we hope that y'all love them.
All right.
And y'all enjoy their love story. Hey, y'all still on mute.
We can't hear y'all.
Y'all still on mute.
Y'all on mute. There we go.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. The Bryants are with us.
Look at him.
Really?
Okay. I ain't on mute no more. Okay.
How are y'all doing?
So welcome to Thursday Love, Bishop and Lady Bryant. Please, we know you.
But hold on, Bishop. Before you start, how you grow that beard? Tell us the process of the beard.
This is not X-rated. I'm
Hey, look, don't feel bad. One of the deacons that I ain't gonna say the name of the church. We were talking about he doesn't have any hair on his face, and I told him, I said, look now, I said, since you married and I'm married, I said, I can tell you how to get the hair on your face. He was like, all right, okay then, all right, go ahead, though, man.
Well, I would tell you the details, but my mother-in-law could be watching, so I don't want
Hey, mom-in-law.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'll just say, I just wash it and keep it on.
Uh-huh.
That's right, maintenance. That's right, maintenance.
So
welcome.
I wish she would play in my beard a little bit more. She don't. I think she's scared to touch it.
Meticulous about his beard.
Whoa! Don't be using big words that only three of y'all know.
Meticulous.
Y'all have
M-E-T and or M-A-T. Matt or Met. I think it's M-E-T.
M-E-T.
Spell it.
Meticulous.
Yes.
Yeah.
M-E-T.
M-E-T. Yeah. But he's very what can I say? He's very specific about his beard, and he has all these products and everything for it.
All
so
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have one product, and that's some shaving cream in my clippers. and a shaver.
Okay, is that enough about the beard now?
Oh, we good.
Can they introduce themselves?
Yes.
Okay, please introduce yourself to the people that are watching.
All right. Well, my name is Lady Bryant. I am the wife of Bishop Bryant, and
what he said for me.
My name is Bishop Bryant. This is my beautiful wife.
Hi, I'm Lady Bryant.
And we're excited to be with y'all. This is actually our first time actually doing this together. Right. And so I have had a couple.
TJ's from walking away. His mom just called.
This is our first time, and we're looking for. This is kind of exciting because I'm actually trying to get her to do more with me in ministry. I want her to be beside me and not just in the background. So.
Oh, she beside you. She got you in the spirit.
That's right. I got his back.
Spirit.
That's right.
Okay, so before we get, because I don't want TJ to miss any of the good story. I don't want before you get the good story. But you said you want her to be more up front, so you want her to be more on the live screen with you to be seen as far
Most
as
definitely
preaching and teaching and talking to the people. Don't she sing?
Yes, she does. That's all.
Yeah, I sing. Lead and I do exhortation at church. So, but he wants me to be more, I guess, have more of a presence, if you will. So
I want her to pastor the church. I want her to pastor the church.
Okay.
Right
then. Hey, Lady Crystal. We are truly excited. And for those who just tuned in, we do apologize for TJ stepping away. His mother called. I know lately there's some things that's been going on in the family, so he needed to take that call. So we do apologize for this. It's not normally what we do here. But tell us a little bit more about yourself. You just said, you Bishop Bryant, you Lady Bryant. I mean, where are you from? Where are you from? Are y'all from North Carolina?
Yes, we're both from North Carolina. I'm originally from a little place called Council, right outside of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay.
Bishop's from a place called Henderson. So we were laughing whenever you all first said people from the country, because that we are.
I'm from that big, marvelous city called Henderson, North Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, it's big.
Yes.
Okay.
It's big. Don't feel bad because we from some huge cities as well. TJ from a big old city named Hassel, North Carolina.
Okay.
Where?
Hassel, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's it's near another small town called Robertsville. I think the biggest town next to it is Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'm from Williamston, North Carolina.
Okay. And where's
which
that
is
near?
still near That's still near Greenville.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So we understand this big old country city mentality here.
That's right.
But I hate to get started, but we're gonna have to move on. So just tell us, how did y'all meet?
We met in church. Not in the church. Yeah, about 13, 14 years ago now. Yeah. I was attending a ministry and he was a newcomer in the ministry.
Okay, if we're gonna tell the story, we're gonna tell it right now.
That's right. It's always it's two sides to every story.
I don't believe in wasting a lie, so this is what happened. And this is truth. I visited church with a friend, and I was invited. And so I got up there and sung, and come to find out she had told some people that I can sing to her any day. And I looked at her. I used to always come there and stare at her in church. And
no, not just stare at me from church. He was in the pulpit staring at me the entire service.
Well, she didn't have no lap scarf.
I did. There you go.
She sat on the front row with no lap scarf.
Yeah. But I didn't know how I was going to approach her. So I approached her with humiliation. Okay. How I did that was I went up to her and I said, "You don't look like a woman that can cook."
That's what
and so I'm testing to see if she can cook, because I already knew that she was going to be my wife. I just need to make sure that she had all the criteria and all of the materials to be my wife. So I went up to her and I said, "You do not look like you know how to cook." So the thing that I love is banana pudding. So I want to know if you can make banana pudding, you can make my favorite. So I walked up to her and I said, "You don't look like you can cook." I said, "And you sure don't look like you can cook no banana pudding." She said, "Oh, yes, I can." Okay, well, the very next Sunday, this is no lie, I should have brought the dish because I keep the dish. The dish is still in our life. Next Sunday, she brought me a glass dish of homemade banana pudding.
Oh, wow. Okay, Lady Bryant.
And I was like, "Okay, after you eat this, tell me I can't cook."
So he was checking you out. Were you checking him out during that time?
Yeah. Now, when he started singing, I was like, "Oh, he can sing." Like he said, I told another member of the church, one of the other brothers in church, I was like, "He can sing to me anytime, any day, any night." He went back and told him.
Oh,
yes, I was upset. I was like, "You can't be telling," we just talking in casual conversation. But at the time, I was in my last semester of school, and then when he approached me, I told him, I was like, "Look, I'm about to get this degree. If you can hold up and wait until May, and we can, start talking." I said, "But for right now, no, I don't have time at the moment."
So you just gave him an appetizer with the banana pudding, and Bishop, did you hold off till May?
He did.
What's your side of the story? What's your side of the story, Bishop?
I plead the fifth. It was kind of crazy because I came in. Our story is one for the record book. I guarantee you, if we wrote our story in a book, it will be one of the best sellers, and then it could be a good movie because it was crazy. I came in one way and came out a whole different way. I was not looking for her, but I found her. And it was crazy because I was already in a situation. But Yeah. Yeah. It's a story in itself.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Well,
13 years later.
let's dive into this story. Let's dive into the story. So when you was going into the church and you was checking her out, you say you weren't per se looking, but she was looking nice. Where were you at that time in your life? And after you, Bishop, lady, where were you at that time in your life? Were you looking for something? I know you said you was ending school and everything, but where was your mindset at that time? How was things going?
Yeah, I was just focusing on, finishing up my degree because I was like, I don't want to go through another semester. I'm trying to do this in 4 and out of 4. I didn't have it on my horizon. I was focused because I was like almost at the finish line and I almost about to give up at the same time with school. So I was just like, if I can just make it today,
right,
I'll be all right. And then he came along.
Yep. I came along. I still owe her a gift.
He does.
Because one night, I'm not a person that like to talk on the phone.
Okay.
I end up talking to her a long period that night, and she told me I was asking her what did she want for her birthday, graduation gift, and she told me she wanted this journal that I still failed to get her today. I'm going to find this journal. She wanted this journal. That's all she wanted. And I said I was going to get it for her, but the truth is I was just trying to get into a conversation with her, trying to get to know who she was, trying to break the ice. And the only thing I can do was, let me buy you something. It was crazy because when I met her, she was working in the finance department of the church. And I was in a very bad financial place where I couldn't do a lot financially. So I used to put on the offering envelopes, $2 but not for long, $5 but not for long, because I knew that the woman that because she wasn't a girl, the woman that I was in love with was doing the finance department. So I literally had to put on there, all right, this is the reason why I'm only giving $5. This is the only reason why I'm giving $10. But I always would say not for long. The thing that I like about that is I said not for long, but she got to see the process of where I went financially from being able to give $2 offerings to being able to give $10,000 offerings. Not global, but she began to see the process of what God could do. And I really thank God because he allowed our story to unfold between each other. And it's crazy because we went through a period where we fell in love. We went through a period where, and this is not trying to put our business out. We fell in love. We went through a stone part where we probably fell out of love. And then we fell back in love again because when we got married, 2 months into us getting married, I went into the hospital for almost a whole year.
Okay. Before you even go there, let's talk about the dating. So how was it dating? How long did y'all date? Did y'all have any great dates or not so great dates? How did it go?
We dated about a year. We were both heavily involved in the ministry. So for us to have a free time, just by ourselves to ourselves was, it was hard to come by. But when we did have those moments, we would go out to eat and, and just sit down and just talk and just, try to get to know each other and fill each other out, on a day-to-day basis.
Our first date was at Steak and Shake, and we shared grape Kool-Aid.
Yep. It's a great
Okay. All right, Steak and Shake.
Yeah, it was just very, impromptu. Like, what you doing? I'm not really doing anything. Want to grab a quick bite to eat, and we just ended up going to Steak and Shake because that's one of my favorite, little, burger places. So went there and just ended up talking for hours. And they, Steak and Shake back then was open 24 hours too. So we would just go there, we would just be sitting there and just talking.
So Lady Bryant said that she was attracted to you because you could sing. And I can hear my husband say, was it just the singing or was it something more?
initially it was the singing, and as I began to talk to him and get to know him, I was like, oh, okay, he's talking, he loves the Lord, and I could see that he was serious because I after I noticed him watching me, I was like, I'm about to watch his brother back because he watched me, I better be watching him too, So,
right.
But I realized that he was serious about God, he was consistent. That's what stuck out to me the most. And he was also, at the time, he was youth pastor, and he would be very engaged, with the kids. He would, preach on youth Sundays. And I was just like, he's going places, and he has something to say. And God is using him mightily, even right now where he is. So I knew that it was going to be onward and upward from there. Talking to him.
She saw God. I saw sundresses.
That's what I want to do.
She saw God. I saw sundresses. I ain't gonna knock that she saw God, but she had. I will tell you the dress that made me fall in love with her. It was a yellow dress. I never get it. It was a yellow dress, and it would flow and fit her perfectly. And one day she shouted in church, and I'm in the pulpit, and she shouts, and she had a shout, and I'm not trying to make nobody, but in the dress, this is Thursday Love. In the dress, the booty went boom, 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 boom. And I did not see Jesus. I did not hear the Lord. All I know was I wanted to find out what was up under the dress.
I can hear my husband now. The truth shall set you free. The truth has made you free. Because he would say, that's it right there, Bishop. Because he'll tell you from our love story. That's one of the main things he said when she walked away.
Yeah.
He said, and that's how.
Yeah. When she walked away, and when she walked away, it was the way she walked.
That's what he said. That's what he said. And then he said, I heard God.
I tell people all the time, I say, you know what? Y'all can say what you want to say, but God didn't attract you. It was something else. I'm not saying that's not her, because literally, I know God had to attract her, because I'm going to tell you, I had a red country suit on with white cowboy boots on. It had to be God that showed her. I mean,
them suits with the long jackets that come on and then the big wide leg pants, and then he had the red suit with the white pinstripes going down it.
And then I had the collar. Yeah, I had the collar.
No tie.
Yeah. So it was God. She saw God, because I didn't have no style at all. And so, but I truly can say I did not see God first. I saw her beauty and her booty. And that
you
led
sound just
me.
like TJ. Yes, you sound just like TJ. He says the same thing every time. Same thing every time. And that is the truth. That is the truth. And that's what we love here on Thursday Love. We love truth. So Bishop, when did God say? When did God say she's the one? What was that moment like?
It was crazy. I was preaching in High Point, North Carolina. I was preaching for Fantasia's grandmother, the late Apostle Addie Collins. And we had been dating and, enjoying each other. And I'm preaching. I'm going at it. I'm preaching and preaching. I'm traveling. I'm preaching, and I'm preaching the word of God. And one day I was preaching in High Point, and the Lord said, stop. In the middle of me preaching, the Lord said, stop. And I was like, okay. He said, don't preach another message until you get your life with me right. And I'm like, God, I know what you're talking about. He said, if you love her, he said, and I'm just gonna be transparent. We had been dating, and it had went to another place. We were loving each other, and I was preaching, and this was my boo, and this was my girl, and we did things that men and women do, and the Lord told me. He said, listen. He said, if you love her, marry her. And I was like, no, but that ain't what I'm divorced. You know, I had been married before, and I didn't want to do it again. And I was all right preaching and shacking up and just living one. I was okay with that, but the Lord wasn't. And so one day, the conviction of the Holy Ghost fell on me in the middle of service, and I stopped. Yeah. I repented to God, and I told them in the middle of service, I said, "Listen," I said, "we got to get married." I said, "I don't care who like it, who or what." I said, "We got to get married." And she looked at me and she said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "We got to get married." I didn't have a ring. I didn't have a ring. I had conviction, and that conviction made me put a ring on it. And so, that's how that happened. That is the truth. I just, in the middle of preaching, I just stopped, repented, and told her, "So we got to get married," and that's how it happened.
And see, and that's what I love. And thank you for sharing that, because, you know, we've had people to come up here and, you know, they try to keep it real, you know, and I understand some people just not there yet. You know, it takes a certain level of maturity and strength to our mindset to be in that place to tell all your story. And some people are just not there when they tell certain pieces of their story, you know, and we've had people come up here. I think we have maybe 2 couples, though, that abstained. I think one couple for 3 years and one girl, she was a virgin the whole time. But then others, you know what I'm saying, you know, we were grown folks and we did what grown folks did, you know, and that's just being honest, because, you know, a lot of people feel like we try to keep this persona that we're perfect and stuff, and we're not. We're human, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you're dating, yes, we put ourselves in certain situations where we make certain choices and we live with it until God deals with us. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know how much your relationship mattered. The relationship with God mattered, as well as your relationship with her mattered. Because we same boat here. I mean, we dated for 6 years.
Okay.
And see, I didn't grow up in church. so my conviction didn't come as easily. His was more so the case. I was like, okay, well, you know, so I didn't. I'm like,
but let me, hold on. I will say this. She did not give in to me in the beginning. She had held, I was more persistent to find out what was under the yellow dress. She was more concerned about getting to know who I was. You know, she grew up, you know, as, you know, the mama's, you know, the mama and daughter girl, you know, she the church girl. And I had to use every trick in the book to crack this egg. I promise you, it was not easy. And that was the crazy thing. And it just wasn't. I mean, I would go over to her house, and I was in love with Golden Girls. So I would go to her house, watch Golden Girls, and she'll cook and all of that. And I'm like, okay, and I'll get to talking to her. And, you know, when I get to talking crazy, you know, it was, well, it's time to go. I'm like, oh God. So, you know, I'm like, you know what? Hold up. I'm working too hard. This is not it. And so I found that she gave in. And when the process happened, the Lord started dealing with me then. He was like, listen, now you done broke her. Not, you know, not in a way of bad, but you done broke her from going, you know, from staying to herself. Now you got to come up with some type of commitment. And I'm like, okay, and the Lord had already told me this is not going to be a hit it and go. You know, if you go this way, then you're hooked. And I'm like, okay. And it became a thing for us that, you know, I realized that I was going to marry her, you know, but she was not easy at all. Not easy.
So Lady Bryant, how did you know that Bishop Bryant was for you? How you know he was the one?
He was consistent. He was persistent. And he was always just checking on me, you know, make sure I was okay, you know, going out his way to do things for me, you know, just talking about, oh, I just came to make sure you're okay, got in your apartment okay. Oh, I see the trash you can be taking out. You know, just doing, you know, honestly, so I was looking at him like, okay, like, you need some money, you you good, it was, just going, out the way, asking, those questions and making sure that I, at my core, was okay. Like, I know you've been going through a lot, and, we can sit down and talk about it, so it was just him, having a genuine interest in what interests me, not just, just trying to go and pick out and just say, okay, pink is your favorite color, and, your birthday is, in February. It was just him trying to get to the core of who I was.
Right. You missed the story about the sundress. Bishop gonna have to tell you something. He said it was the sundress. What was under the sundress?
What was behind the sundress?
That's what.
It was like heaven just opened. Whoa, I know.
That's it.
Oh, it was
a drum. It was a drum sound. Once you got to shouting. Yeah, once you got your.
It's something about. It is something about the booty.
Yeah. Listen, Jesus did not lead me to her. It was the booty.
God has his anointing. There's some oil in the booty.
So while y'all were dating, and y'all mentioned all that, but now you was about to tell us about when you got married. What were you about to say as far as that? So y'all got married. How did things go?
We got married. When we got married, matter of fact, okay, let me tell you.
There we go.
We were on our way to get married, and we got into the biggest argument the night before. On our way to our rehearsal, I told her, I said, listen, pull over. I got out of the car. We was right by the hog plant going home, Smithfield's hog plant. I got out of the car and I said, I'm not getting married. I said, I'm not doing this. I don't want to get married. It's a wrap. I got out the car and started walking the opposite direction. Two things happened. One, it was too dark. No street light. It was too dark. But the main important thing was God told me I was walking away from my faith. And I went back and, we went to our mom's house, and I slept in her mom's room that night, and I began to cry like a baby because all I wanted to do was be able to be who God called me to be in her life. And I didn't know if I can do it or not. I didn't think I could. I didn't think I was capable of. And so we got married. I knew that I had married my wife, and a few months, I think 6 months into our marriage, I got as sick as I possibly could be. I got so sick that the doctors literally told her to take me home, make me comfortable, that she was going to lose me. I was going to die.
Oh, I never got mad at you because you followed God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, it was something crazy. Like we lived in the hospital. She went from work, from bypassing our home, coming straight to the hospital, and that was like an hour wait every day because I was in Duke Hospital and she worked in Guilford County as a teacher.
Wow.
Oh, we got another teacher.
I'm a former teacher, yes. I am North Carolina certified. Yes, I don't teach anymore.
That first year she taught, I was sick and she was too. Yeah. She came home every night crying.
Yeah, boy, teaching is not for the faint of heart, man. It is and only people that really understand the plight of a teacher is either the teacher's family or the teacher themselves. These folks on the outside don't understand, and now it's even worse.
Oh yeah,
it's even worse now, man.
Yeah, I tell my teachers, whatever you need, I will get it for you. Whatever support I can give you, I will do it.
So Lady Bryant, for first few months, 6 months of marriage, you in. It's supposed to be the honeymoon stage, know, but the doctors is telling you that your husband is not gonna make it. Like, what could possibly go through your mind? Because the thing is about marriage, everybody is so excited for you to get married, and all they're into everything or whatever. But nobody prepares you for when those hard times come, especially the hard time that y'all just mentioned, as far as Bishop Bryant getting sick, and then the doctor saying he's not gonna make it. So what was going through your mind? What did that look like?
The first thing that went through my mind was, of course, me being selfish. Why me? Why us? God, we stood before you, repented, we, got it right before you. This is not supposed to be part of our story. That's just, the first thing that comes to mind. And then you're like, well, God, did we hear you correctly? That was another thing that came to our mind, but it brought me back to our vows in sickness and in health. And I was like, I can't give up on him. The doctors were saying, we've done all we can do. And I was like, well, you need to find something else. We were at UNC, and then he had got discharged. And then I was like, we're going to do, it was, just always that relentless, fight, to find somebody to get him the relief that he needed, to get him the health care that he needed, So that was always going through my head. And I was like, God, how long? How long am I going to be in this? How long am I going to have to, struggle, and toil with this? Because, we need to get to living, we are newlyweds, we, are, just at the onset of this. And I was like, I can't lose my husband. That was always my prayer, God, heal him. You did it for others, don't be, don't get to me and be a respectable person, so,
that's just the honest prayer. That's just the honest prayer.
Look, God, you did it for other folks. Don't have that respect. You say you don't have that respect.
Exactly. Like, don't bring me this far. Bring me this far. That was my prayer, and just having family support, and for, people being there for us, we were, had started ministry and everything as well. So he would literally be in the get discharged from the hospital on Saturday night, get all rest and try to get all strength that he could, preach on Sunday, and then be weak as water. And we would take him back to the hospital Sunday after he got the pulpit preaching.
And I was going to be my next question. I'm sorry. That was going to be my next question. When did you go into pastorate? Like, when did that start? And so all this was in the first year?
Yep. All this was in the first year.
Yeah. It was so bad that they would know that I was dedicated with trying to grow the ministry, that the MTs and everybody already knew that on Saturday I was going to get discharged from the hospital, that the ambulance will actually wait at the church to after I finished preaching, load me up in the ambulance and take me back.
Wow.
I was like, God, you see his commitment. God, you see his consistency, still to the call. I was like, he's denying himself, what he needs, to pursue, the call that you've given him. And he's doing it despite, his situation, he's not letting anything hinder him. I was like, God, win. I had got, very, relentless, it made me learn how to pray. It made me, go to another level in prayer, because, sometimes, you think you know how to pray, but when you go through a storm, when it hits your house, or you know how to pray, you learn how to intercede, you start to fast and you start doing everything, because you're like, okay, God, what do I got to do to get your attention? But it's not that, we don't have God's attention. It's about his timing and his season. It was our time and our season to go through that. And when it was time for us to be out of that, that's when God healed.
Wow.
I didn't know you talked this much, Tambra.
It's
a blessing. It's a blessing.
I usually don't.
She talks.
Thursday Love brings that. Ooh, I love it. Something about that Thursday Love. I'm telling you.
Thursday Love.
Oh, better catch on, man. They better catch on.
So ministry is taking place. You are a pastor and you are a first lady. How did that intertwine with marriage? Did y'all find any balance?
Everything that we did was based around the ministry, because he was full-time ministry. So we made it work. We adjusted our schedules. We did whatever we had to do, to kind of have that work-life balance, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I was a new stepmother as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, so we were, juggling, all three of those, I'm like, okay, I didn't know how to be a mother. So I was like, God, you got to help me in this as well.
Well, you didn't really have time to settle in to be able to put anything in play. It was like literally on the job training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The guy, he brought us through. He really did.
Can you, for someone that might be out there that may be dealing with something like this, like what type of advice could y'all give someone that, may have a spouse that was sickly at one point or could be sickly, have some type of illness, but yet they're in full-time ministry? Like what type of advice could you give them to help them through that process? Because a lot of people don't get to see what y'all go behind closed doors.
Right.
People don't see what goes on behind closed doors. They just see what y'all do in the pulpit and then that's it.
Right. Go ahead.
I would say keep faith, but when you're going through things like that, it's hard to see faith. Mm-hmm. And that's what people don't, that's where the body of Christ misteach. Because when you're going through some things, it's hard to see God. It's hard to hear God. Because a lot of times you can't hear God because you're too busy being angry with God. I would tell someone in the process, I could say trust, but it's hard to trust when you're sick. It's hard to trust when you know that you're just married and you're supposed to have a happy beginning. You can quote scriptures to people all day long, but what the advice that I can say is love can get you through anything. Yeah. When you love someone, you can watch them go through something and you can still root for them. And I believe that God allowed me to go through what I went through to help me understand that she actually really loved me. Because here again, I was in another marriage where the love wasn't as pure and wasn't as strong.
Right.
But love will conquer anything. If you truly love someone, you can go through some of the craziest things and come out on top. You got to make sure you love. The name of this is ThursdayLove. Love is powerful. If you don't love, it's going to fail. Yeah. You may be attracted, we joke, you may be attracted to the booty, but if you don't love what's attached to the booty, it's going to fail. You just going to have booty. You ain't going to have nothing else.
And you got to love the booty. I love what's attached to it too. I love the left and the right side. You said something that was very important. My grandmother used to always say, she said, the time to pray and the time to really seek God, she said, is when you're on the mountaintop. She said, because when you get into that valley, you're not, like you said, you're not going to feel like trusting God, because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. She said, when you get into that valley, you're not going to feel like praying. You're not going to feel like worshiping God. You're not going to feel like trusting God. Sometimes you're not even going, honestly, you're not even going to want to even talk to God because you're going to be angry. She said, but when you get into that valley, she said, those prayers that you pray while you're on the mountaintop is what's going to keep you when you're in the valley. And we love to get in church and tell about how God blessed us with a house, or how God blessed us with a car, how God did all these wonderful things. But we don't like to tell about the other side. None of us likes this. None of us like those who love to have tribulation. I don't know what's wrong with them, but none of us like the suffer. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard to talk great about God and how wonderful He is when everything in your life is like the opposite. I remember when we lost our child. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see God, hear God. I didn't want to hear nobody tell me about God. I told God a couple of things that, honestly, if he had been like, I would have been happy to go to hell. And that's a bad thing to say, but that's how angry I was. I mean, once I got to my senses, I realized I was crazy. But honestly, when you're in that situation, your emotions are running rampant, all the above. But yes, that's one thing she told me, and that's one thing that stayed with me. She, when things are going great, I'm running to God because I'm like, hey, I don't know what's coming next, but let me build up my storehouse. So when something hit, it's slowly but surely I can take from the storehouse them prayers and that worship and that I don't shout, but that praise that I put whatever I put it's in the storehouse, that it comes out and that God turns things around before my storehouse is depleted.
Right.
But you made a key point, Bishop. You said love brought you through, because I was going to ask you, during that time when they say you're not going to make it, what kept you fighting?
Sure.
And that's what I'm saying. He answered it. He said love, but I was like literally, I wouldn't even know where to begin if I feel like I'm about to lose my life, or they saying I'm not going to make it. Yeah.
It wasn't easy. It was a very because here again, what the story doesn't tell is I'm not just a new husband, but I'm also a new father. Mm-hmm. So my daughter does not get to experience me in the way that I want her to experience because I'm sick. I do not get to enjoy the beginning stage of her life because I'm sick. She doesn't get to be in the, come to the hospital and be around me because I'm sick. It was very frustrating because here I am, a new husband. I got a daughter and I got a church. I'm trying to grow a church. At this moment, I have a thriving ministry at this moment. And now I'm starting to have people leave the church and I'm getting word that, I can't be connected to a pastor that's sick. And I'm like, God, what did I do? And it was a mental stage that if I probably wasn't in the hospital, I probably would have tried to harm myself. It was a lot of things that was going through my mind. I don't think that I'm all that great, but I do always say, God, I'm not perfect, but I know that I've been faithful to you as much as I possibly. I know I made some mistakes, but God, I didn't know it would cost me this. And what I went through was my stomach shut down, my stomach paralyzed. It shut down. I couldn't do anything. I went from 360 some pounds. I was a big guy to in 1 year, I'm going to 120 pounds. I'm looking at myself and I don't even know who I am. I goes to a church that I've been affiliated with years. And when I walk into the church, my apostle that I've been under, that I've served for years, he looks at me and he said, we want to thank God for our first time visitor. And I just looking like, wow. Because they all knew me as a big guy, they couldn't recognize me. And when I stood up, I said, well, I don't know how first time I am, but I am visiting. But I'm not first time. When I told everybody who I am, it was in the air.
It's the first time you see me like this.
Yeah, it's the first time you see me like. And so my mind, I kept saying I'm going to sleep, and tonight I'm going to die. And something happened. The miracle of God happened. I ain't trying to be deep, but I'm just being deep. I went from not being able to eat. I went from stomach not working, from him telling me that it would never work again. From one day out of the blue, it just started back working.
And I shall not live but declare the works of the Lord. But live and declare the works of the Lord. Yeah.
So I'm here. She's here. They always say I have a praying grandma, but at this moment, I do believe I had a praying wife. And there is a good side and an ugly side, because we're talking about love. And I heard Pastor TJ said something, everybody talk about the good part. There is a bad part, because in the process of me being sick, the devil always send extra lips, extra eyes. And she didn't fall into a affair, but there was a guy at work that tried to get her attention while I was not on the scene, and so there was a lot of things that, we was fighting. But once again, love is patient, love is kind. That patient part is a lot that I don't think people understand. It's something. It's something. But we made it.
I understand about that patient part, because I got to be patient with Sherrie all the time, man. I got to be patient with everything like that. From sun up to sundown. I got to be patient with her, boy.
No, you in love when you can sleep by them and they make all them funny noises that come out that mouth.
Well, according to last night, I couldn't sleep because she kept snatching the cover from me. So I don't know what was going on. I said, God, you got to touch her. I can't put my hands on her, so you got to do it. So I don't know what was going on. got so bad. I said, "Girl, stop suggesting it. What's wrong with you?"
I was in a domestic violence situation night before last. My son jumped in the bed and slept. So when he gets in the bed, sometimes he can't sleep, so he'll jump in the bed with us. And so he has this thing where, Daddy, I'm gonna take your spot. So he sleeps in my spot, and then I sleep at the foot of the bed. And I don't know what happened, but I woke up in a domestic situation. She kicked me so hard in my face. I woke up and I said, God, I got to pray. Because I had to pray.
Bishop, look, we've been together. Okay, we got a king size bed, and we've always had a king size bed, right? So past 16, 17 years, whatever. So you see how my hand is? This is no exaggeration. Out of the king size bed, this is how much space I have on the bed. She take the rest of it. And then she get mad if I take some of her space. So God has trained me how to just sleep in one spot.
I hate to say it like this, but child, I get up sometimes to go in the other room.
She's like, what took you so long to come to bed? Because I had space.
I woke up one night and just said, what the hell?
You mean want this bed? I sit in my consecrating in my own bed or what?
Oh God. I'm like, look, if you didn't want me in this bed, you should have let me know this. And then I have a son that literally is this tall, but he takes up the whole, between him and her, they take up the whole.
We can't hear you. Say it again.
But he sleeps the opposite way from us. So we're sleeping the regular way, and he's sleeping, it's like an H in our bed. We're straight and he's this way. So his feet are in my ribs all night, and I'm just getting beat up as well. So I'm like, no, this ain't gonna work.
I got scars.
Oh, whatever.
Look, one night. This ain't gonna. I ain't gonna be honest. One night I did knee her. I did. One night I did knee her, and my mouth, my heart, something meant to say that I was sorry, but it just didn't come out because I thought about all the years that I got, tortured and all that. Never mind.
Anyway,
I'm gonna
ask y'all a question. Since y'all been married, in marriage, what would you say is your pet peeve?
Him probably not having no space on his bed. That's my pet and my peeve. Anyway, go ahead, Bishop. She asked you questions.
Being a germophobic, and I'm a germophobic, she's not. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot to see. I'm very. I don't eat off regular forks. I don't drink out of glasses, and I'm a little weird, I don't eat off.
During this pandemic,
what is that?
You had a fit during this pandemic.
Yeah, that was. And so I don't use. Oh my God, I'm about to tell y'all my secrets. My mother-in-law, she said, boy, you're just crazy. I believe in using one towel and wash off, throwing it away. And she's taught me some things to kind of, bring me back. I was just very, I've learned. And so getting used to her lifestyle and my setup was different. Then when we had kids in the house and stuff, and then we got a little dog, life changed for me.
I'm an only child.
Mm-hmm.
He has a younger sister. So in my mind, things go where I say they should go. Things should be how they are. So he was like, I had this right here. And I'm like, but that's not the place it goes in. If it's a shoe, it needs to be with the shoes. If it's a bill, it needs to be over here with the stack of paper. That's me, because when I'm growing up, stuff stayed where I put it. And I'm the type of person that I do clean a lot. And so growing up, my mom, she just let me do and put stuff wherever I want to. And the same thing at my grandma's house. I would clean my grandma's house from top to bottom. Wherever I put it, it stayed there. So I was like, what do you mean it's not supposed to be there? So that was one of the things that we kind of, bump heads about. He was like, just let my sister.
I ain't even going to let this fly.
Right.
No, because we just had this argument the other day.
Tell it all.
She can put stuff anywhere and leave it.
That's why I said
I cannot. I can't put that. Whatever I put my stuff at, she got to move it. I was like, okay, why can't my stuff stay right there? And I had to tell her, no, this is my house too, right? Ain't this my house?
Bishop, no. You didn't know it was your house?
No, it ain't my house.
Look, I got a room downstairs that they take up. I got to lock the door in order to have any bit of privacy. I don't have no clothes because you look there, she got on my socks. The girls be wearing my clothes. They don't wear my pants because they can't get into them. They wear my shoes because they can't wear them. But everything else, I don't own the forks. I don't own the plates. I don't own my side of the bed. I don't even own the darn bed.
I literally thought somebody was stealing my stuff, and I go into my daughter's room, and there's all of my clothes.
Yeah. Matter of fact, even the air that I breathe, she be taking that too. I don't have nothing.
Whatever. Anyway.
I gotta pay tithes for the air. I don't get it. I don't have nothing.
Do you want something to eat? No, I go get me something to eat. Next thing you know, it's out. But you just didn't want nothing.
Yes. Why you didn't? Right? You didn't want. Look, this is what I do, Bishop. I'll ask her before I'll ask her what does she want, and then I get what she want. And what you got look better. Doggone it, then you should have told me that's what you wanted.
We are one.
No. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I'm fighting. I'm fighting my wife into leading, and I'm gonna tell you why I say this because, like, if I say, or do you want to go out of town? It's up to you. No, I'm asking you. Do you want to go out of town? It's yes or no. Well, it doesn't matter. No, that ain't what I'm asking you. Do you want to go out of town? So we're going to the beach. All right. Well, you know what? I thought this weekend I was gonna stay home and be able to do this. Well, that's what I asked you. And now I'm like, I asked you first. But
see, Sherrie looking at me like that. She'll ask me, and then when I tell her what I want to do, Sherrie is very cunning in how she slides her words in. Yes, you can look at me like you want to with that go ahead. She is cunning how she'll slide comments in there and try to be slick with her comments. I pick up on them. What do you want to do? And I tell her, and then she'll slide in there. Well, don't you think why ask me if you go slide some comments in there? You can shake your head all you want to. Just when you were tossing and turning last night because you're lying with your neck.
So we're in the process of buying another house, and so I asked her today. I said, "Thank you." I said, "Are you in love with this house that we're getting ready to get?" Because the amount of this house is a little different. And I said, we need to make sure that we are in love with this house before we go and put our name on anything. Are you in love? Yes, I'm in love with this house. Okay. But the cabinets are white. I'm going to ask you again. Are you in love with this house? No, ain't no but.
See, we can't hear you.
The things that I'm not in love with are cosmetic. They can be changed. So that's why I said yes.
I'm with you, Lady Bryant. Hush. I'm with you, Lady Bryant. Because see, I'm in love with you.
No.
I am so in love with you. But there are just some things that irritate my soul. I think you can be in love with something, but you're not going to like everything about it. It's just the fact that, like, I agree with Lady Bryant. There's just some things that are cosmetic.
Bishop, so the house
I'm in love with the house.
So, Bishop, the house we have now, right? The house we have now. In the very beginning, literally everything that she asked for in the house was here. Other than I wanted a basement and I wanted a basement and I wanted a larger yard, right? And in the quote unquote the location. But everything else that we wanted, the house had. So we come into the house and she said the first thing she sees is what's wrong with it? The carpet. Man, that's a replacement. Like she started. I'm like, everything you asked for is here. Like what?
Anyway,
see how she tried to change this.
I'm with Lady Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Lady Bryant.
Cabinets can be painted. The cabinets can be painted.
Yeah, that's why I say he liked one model, I like another model, but I was like, I can compromise because I listened to his viewpoint on why one house is better. I say, okay, I can get with you on that, but the things that I don't like are color related, and nothing that a can of paint won't change. And we're just gonna have one or two projects.
I'm with Lady Bryant, because see, the thing is, she just basically telling you, Bishop, that she trusts the God in you. So whatever decision you make, she's gonna follow your lead. That's all it is.
But Bishop,
she is a woman that submits to her husband.
But Bishop, did she slide comments in there? Along with her trusting you, did she slide comments in there?
Because we are the help meet. So basically, we go with your decision, and then we just add the little tidbits along the way
until it's completely your decision.
No, I didn't say all that.
See, that's why you stutter.
You said that.
The truth.
That came out.
The Bible says the truth make you free.
I'm gonna tell you something else she does. Now I'm gonna tell you, it burns me up, but I ain't saying it burned me up.
Go get some water, Bishop.
She waits to bring up certain things in front of her mama or my mama, so she can have. So she have
the corner. Get you in the corner.
And then my mama, wait, tell me that woman in the house. Like, oh, mom, go home. Tamra should get what she wants. She work hard. But me too. I mean, I'm like, okay, so and then when she see, I can't argue in front of neither one of our mothers. So what I do is I just wait until after they leave. I know you didn't bring it up in front of them. Well, I'm like,
it's not necessarily bringing it up on time. It just happens to go over there, and it's just like an open door, so you can make a segue into it. Like, might as well just go ahead and take a stab at it.
Oh, my mother-in-law said, watch it.
Got you, you blasted, buddy.
I'm talking about my other mother-in-law. Oh man, listen, Sunday, they did me so dirty. If you love me, love me. If you don't want to be around me, say you don't want to be around me. They done went. They done went and planned the whole girls trip. Or they done went to the Maxwell concert and stuff. Didn't invite me.
But Bishop, do you really want to go see Maxwell?
No, I didn't want to go see Maxwell. But
Mary J, but not Maxwell.
I like musicals and singing. He hates it. And I was saying, I want to go to the Maxwell concert. I really want to go. I don't have anybody to go with. So my mom said, I will go with you.
See, that's the problem right there. Your mama. That's the problem. Your mama start a lot of stuff in that house. She do. I'm glad she on here. Your mama start a lot of stuff in that household.
Let me put this up here again, Bishop, for you. She did once. Let me show you. There we go. She only did it once, but I want you to see it again.
Ella TJ, it's my mother-in-law.
Hold on, Bishop. Let me do it for you one more time.
Well, the time is grown here. It is 10:03. Once again, we do apologize, but TJ had to step away. We have never done that. We try to keep it together up here, but we thank you so much for coming on and accepting our invitation. We have truly enjoyed you all tonight. But the blessing of your marriage and your love story, which should help people, for those that are up here. A lot of people do not know what it feels like when a spouse is sick. Sick to the point of death. A cold here, what I'm saying. But to say that they're not going to make it, that is life-changing, and to go through that process, that y'all have come out on the other side, y'all are still together. That is a testament in itself. Y'all still love each other. Y'all still doing ministry. Those who ever left, God replenished, your ministry. And not only that, y'all have a great, I think it's a nonprofit, right? That y'all have. And I would love for y'all to share about your nonprofit that y'all have. Go ahead.
Go ahead on, Mama's Pet. Lady.
Hold on, Bishop. Let's do this one more time.
Well, my husband, he has spearheaded and founded Kiara's Place. And Kiara's Place is a 501c3 nonprofit organization where we help people from all walks of life get housing, get resources, get back up on their feet, get to a better state in life. At Kiara's Place, we have what we call Making a Butterfly. So they come in the caterpillar state, you know, broken, you know, busted, you know, downtrodden in life, and they go into the cocoon, which is Kira's place. Then they leave the cocoon, emerging as a butterfly. So that's what we strive to do at Kira's Place, is make butterflies. We have houses and different grant opportunities, you know, for our residents to come, you know, and get a better start on life. So that's another part of his ministry. I help him with it. And we just try to, you know, strive and, you know, and do things. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that?
His ministry hour.
It is okay. It is our ministry.
I like that, Bishop. I like that. I like that. It's not a me thing. It's a us. I like it. That's good.
I'm so used to being in the background. But yeah, we do help and, you know, try to do and everything that we can, you know, for people that come across our paths and try to get them on a better trajectory in their lives.
Okay, and y'all have something coming up shortly. You shared it with me. I'm gonna bring it up real quick.
Okay.
Don't y'all judge me. Don't y'all judge me. But yes, the bishop is opening up a bingo hall in Henderson, North Carolina.
Bingo for Jesus.
Yeah, man, we ain't saying bingo, we say Jesus. We are opening up our bingo hall, and it's actually my grandma wanted it, but I'm doing it so we can give scholarships. We can be able to do more things with our nonprofit organization. It's something that I have had a passion for because I have people in my family that loves it. So our grand opening is April 4th. I am truly excited about it because it keeps us balanced. It helps us understand a lot of things. And so I have a lot of people that are interested. Older people are just excited about having somewhere to go where they don't have to be in smoke and harsh environments. So we're putting that together. And also, you got to come up with some other stuff. The church, you just can't do church.
You took it out of my mouth. I was about to say that is very creative because when you think about bingo, yeah, it's usually people smoking and all that stuff, but I don't see anything wrong with it being clean. And not only that, but y'all are man and woman of God. So the place bingo it's gonna be anointed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't trying to be funny, but it could even be to the point where people walk into the bingo hall and are delivered. You know what I'm saying? Because of the atmosphere and the orders in your life. So, because people automatically think bingo, oh, they gambling, oh, they going to hell. No, y'all not doing that kind of stuff. You know, bingo for Jesus, doggone it. You want to be delivered? Come get you a card.
Well, I'm going to tell you, a lady rolled up on me and she said, she said, well, have you ever thought about doing a bingo? And she was a nun. She said, we do it. I said, well, if the nuns do it.
That's what I said, most churches. That's what I said. A lot of people do it in churches. Because my aunt, God rest her soul, she was a bingo fanatic. She found every bingo place there was, and she was there. She had a whole bag full of her markers and everything. And and she won too. She watched. But that was her thing, and most of the places she went were churches.
So we got a $500 jackpot on April 4th. Come get you. Come play some bingo. Exactly. Yeah, because my mother-in-law won't be mad when the money coming in.
Watch it, Bishop, watch it.
No, that's a new shirt. Watch it.
You got to pay her the royalties.
Watch it. I really thank God for y'all bringing us on. I will say this: it made me remember our story, and remembering our story sometimes may give you the spark that you think that you've missed. And we've had some ups and we've had some downs, but the bad has truly outweighed. The good has outweighed the bad. And
there you go. There you go. I was about to say, ooh, watch it.
Yeah. The good has outweighed the bad, And like I said, you can't take everything. Everything ain't gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
God knows. I know she's had them. I've had them. Days where we can walk out the door and never come back. But I can truly say from the bottom of my heart, being sick and loving the right people, loving the right person made it easier.
Right.
So she loves me through it. And that was hard.
And having a want to, I say having a want to, if you got two people who they don't want to give up, like giving up is not an option, you know, when you have every right to give up, or, you know, maybe you don't have a right to give up, but, you know, you still don't choose that option to give up. And when you both have a willingness, and I be trying to tell people that,
I thought you about to say about me trying to tell TJ. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Y'all are like the perfect couple. Yeah, y'all are like the perfect couple. You know, just made for each other.
I had to get. I thought she must say because you said I was
no.
What?
When I say opposites attract, this is totally opposite here.
Light skin, dark skin.
It's just totally opposite, and we both heads a lot.
Your head is a tad bit bigger than yours.
You see what I have to deal with? You see what I have to deal with?
And it ain't the hair.
Shut up.
Oh God!
I'm sorry. This is what I got to deal with.
This is my hair workout.
Let me tell you, we got to come back and do this again. There's something I want to talk about, and you all will be the perfect people to talk about it. You married me. You didn't marry the church. You know, and a lot of times what we don't understand is marriage failed because we dragged each other from church service to this here, and we laugh because going out of town and dating ain't because I got to preach out of town. You know,
right.
You know, can we go somewhere and I don't have to, like, I mean, I'm glad that y'all do stuff like this because it.
Now, I'm glad you said that because that just confirms what was said from the last couple last week with Pastor Coleman and Lady Coleman. He talked about how he wasn't looking for love because they were on their second marriage as well, or he was on his second marriage, and she had never been married before. And so he was saying, I needed to know that she was marrying me for me, not because who she saw in the pulpit, because he was already in ministry, because they were older. You know what I'm saying? He was already in ministry and stuff like that. So, and he made that statement as well. So it's only confirmation. Because when you said it earlier, that, you know, she just wanted to get to know me. She could, you know, even though she loved that you could sing, he could sing to me anytime. But, you know, at the end of the day, she wanted to know who you were. And that's all that mattered. Because at the end of the day, even though his first impression of himself was playing that organ and singing.
First impression of myself?
You know, for me, my first impression of you, you know what I'm saying, was he could sing or whatever, but, you know, I wasn't caught up in that. I had to learn to get to know this.
Did she just roll her eyes at me?
Hey,
I can't do. I'm ready. Look, we got to get.
All I say is after the show, you deal with it, man. Don't.
Wait a minute. Let's go back to comments.
Don't go back.
Where Mama at? There go Mama. I like Mama. Hey, Mama. I know we don't been up here till like it's 10:13. I know these people ready to go. But once again, thank y'all so much. I told Lady Bryant that I did find a picture with Kira's places. I really wanted to show Kira, but the only one I saw was the one when you was inviting people to be on the board. And but I love what you all are doing. I love your ministry. For those who don't know, the Help Center Church with Bishop Bryant and Lady Bryant.
Who you born at, Bishop?
Huh?
Who you born at?
You can find them in
Greensboro. Address.
4004 Spring Garden Street, Suite F and Suite G in Greensboro, North Carolina. Their services are on Sunday at 1:00 and then Tuesday night power at 7:30. So first and third Fridays are at 7:30 for Fire Friday service. So yeah, it's for those I do admonish you. If you're in the Greensboro area, please go check them out. But not only that, I love what y'all doing with y'all nonprofit with Curious Place. That is so wonderful. I've come up a few times when you have done some giveaways and everything. I think it's awesome how y'all are giving back to the community and helping people. And in spite of everything that you all have been through. So once again, thank you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We pray nothing but blessings upon all your ministries as well as your marriage.
Yeah.
So, and the babies too. We didn't talk about the babies tonight. You're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to talk about them too. Because parenting is a whole nother topic. Parents is a whole other topic.
Even no matter how old they are.
Time to go. All right. Love you guys. Y'all have a great night. Y'all have a great weekend and be safe. I'm gonna get him.
Da, 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 da.